Welcome to your Huron Valley Chamber Today, a new show highlighting the good things happening at local businesses and organizations. This show will highlight both new members and longtime members of the Chamber of Commerce. Your host is Jack Shubatowski, President and CEO of Huron Valley State Bank. Jack is a graduate of Huron Valley Schools, a Chamber board member, and a longtime supporter of the Huron Valley area. And now, your host, Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack Shubatowski, and we have a special show for you today. We're actually going to be on site with two local businesses and a nonprofit group. We think you'll find this very interesting, and we hope you enjoy the show. Well, we're on site at the Highland Supply Company in Highland, Michigan, and with us is Brady Hess. Brady is one of the operators here. So Brady, tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. So Highland Supply started in 2010. We are a distributor of food service disposables. So under that umbrella is everything from carryout packaging to cups, cleaning supplies, gloves, and a little bit of everything in between. It actually started out of my parents' garage in 2010. So my parents were owner and operators of restaurants growing up. And he had always bought these items from national suppliers and could never figure out why things were so expensive. Never had a good answer. And so he used his relationships in the restaurant business and sourced some products, and his relationship said, "Yeah, Todd, we'll if you can get us these prices these products at comparable prices, we'll gladly buy from you." Our first delivery vehicle was the family SUV with the seats out of it, and he housed product in our garage, and so it really has just snowballed from there. I've been with my father for 7 years now, and when I started, I drove a truck, and when I was done with my truck route, I would sell, and then we built it up account by account, and with that comes the items. So when I started, we maybe had 80 different items. Now we have 1,300 different items. So it's really fully encompassing disposables for the restaurant industry.
That's fantastic. That's amazing growth as well.
Thank you.
And so you supply the Huron Valley area?
Yeah,
the market area?
Yeah, we do. We have a great presence locally here, Highland, Milford, White Lake, but it doesn't stop there. So we have 9 trucks here in Highland that service all the way down to Toledo, out to Grand Rapids, up to Saginaw, and really everywhere in between in Southeast Michigan here. And it's about 400 customers in Southeast Michigan. And then we do have a warehouse up in Gaylord, and we opened that about 4 months ago. And we have one guy and one truck up there, and growing it every week. We're doing about 40 accounts up there right now.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Well, I know during the pandemic you were a vital business. You helped out a number of businesses in this area to get supplies, and I think even individuals as well. Tell us a little bit about how you've operated in the last couple of years.
Yeah, so we, up until March 2020, we were largely business-to-business commerce, and we really didn't work with consumers and just individuals. And that all changed when people were looking for toilet paper. And we had people stopping by the office, and at the time we had a much smaller office, and so it would get congested. And with everything going on, we said, well, we need to do something different. So we ended up setting up a drive-through toilet paper stand. And it sounded crazy, but it worked so well that we ended up expanding on it quite a bit. And toilet paper turned into gloves and masks when we could get them. And then with that, we had some relationships with our customers where we have a bakery, a commercial production bakery, and we sell to some produce companies. And so I got creative and worked with them, and we put together produce packages. And also with our production bakeries, we would put in a bread order the day before and pick it up the morning of. So I would leave my house at about 5 a.m. in Milford, and I would go down to Eastern Market. I'd pick up produce, and then on the way back, I'd stop at the bakery, and I'd pick up loaves of bread. I'd get back with about 20 minutes to spare, and we would open up shop for the day, doing our drive up, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, PPE, and then bread and produce. And it was so different from what we've always done, but we had a lot of fun with it. It actually allowed us, that whole drive up operation allowed us to bring a couple employees back to work. My sales guys and I, we would take orders, and cars would line up, and we had our office staff running payments and processing everything. And we learned a lot through doing it, made a lot of great relationships. And you never know who's going to drive through that drive-through. And we ended up getting some long-term customers out of it that you never would have expected to work with. So a lot of great things happened with that. We were happy to help the community. and it really helped us stay afloat revenue-wise, and also just opening some of those doors I had mentioned.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you helped a lot of people through that
Thank
time.
you.
So your mom and dad started the company. Is it kind of a family business? Tell us who your employees are and how you operate.
Yeah, so my dad's still involved every day. Todd, he's our president. And my mom still comes by the office quite a bit too. She doesn't formally work for us, but she is one of the bosses. So I've been with Todd now for 7 years. My brother Brennan works for us. He's been with us for 4 years now. He graduated from Central Michigan University with a degree in HR.
Okay.
So he handles human resources and also our purchasing. We've been very fortunate to promote some of our key staff over the years that started whether as drivers or just as secretaries. And so our office manager, Kelsey, she's been with us 5 years and moved her way up. Our operations and warehouse manager, Chip, he's been with us for 4 years and worked his way up from a driver. And so that makes up kind of our management team. As far as the family, it is Brennan and I and Todd in the business. And then getting away from the management, we have a great support cast, 19 full-time workers overall. Our driving staff is incredible. They see our customers more than the sales guys. So they're really a face of the business out there when they're delivering product. Great team of 3 sales guys with combined 60 years experience in the business. We've been very fortunate to get some veteran guys from the industry that have a ton of experience and really have helped us grow and learn and do the right things in our business.
Yeah, that's great. It's important to have that great team involved.
It is. You learn something new every day, and when you have that kind of experience around you, it makes it a lot easier. So.
Oh, great, good. Well, there was some exciting news last October, November, as Highland Supply was elected from the Huron Valley Chamber as Business of the Year. So tell us how that, when you got that phone call, what was your reaction?
Yeah, so, totally unexpected. We had done a lot of great things in 2020, and it carried over into 2021. And so to get the honor this year was awesome. We're used to being kind of behind the scenes in what we do. The toilet paper, the paper towel, the carry-out packaging, it's usually not a primary good for most of our customers. So we've always said we're kind of the redheaded stepchild of the industry. So to get a recognition and honor like that is incredible. Really, I can't thank our team enough for all the hard work that allowed us to do these things like the drive-up toilet paper and foods and things like that, and to help us, enable us to help the community. Couldn't do it without them. But finding out was just awesome. I was kind of in shock just because, again, we're used to being behind the scenes. Yeah. We do some pretty cool stuff. You've probably used our plates and cups at some awesome festivals and events. I never knew they were from us. We don't get that kind of recognition. So to get an award and be honored at the Chamber Gala was awesome, and very thankful and proud of it.
That's great. So I know I see you and Todd out at a lot of community events and chamber events. Has the chamber been productive for you to help you grow your business?
Yeah, it's been great. We've been a chamber member for 5 years now.
Okay.
I live in Milford. Todd lives in Highland. So we're always in the area. We love to support our restaurants, and a lot of our restaurants are chamber members, and so it kind of goes hand in hand. Supporting them, supporting the chamber. We have been fortunate to work as a sponsor of the Milford Memories Beer Tent for quite a few years doing cups. We love doing that event. And, it gives us opportunities to get involved, but also gives us opportunities to have some fun. And so that's a big part of why we love being in the chamber. Yeah,
that's great. Well, giving back is a good thing and the right thing to do. So, well, we certainly appreciate you establishing the business here in Highland and for taking care of all of our customers or all of our community folks in this market. And again, thank you for your time today, and thanks for being in the Huron Valley area.
Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Very good. Well, today we're fortunate to have Elizabeth Vanderhurst with us from Revive Wellness Club. And Elizabeth, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So if you could, tell us a little bit about Revive Wellness Club and how you got started.
Absolutely. So I started a Revive Wellness Club last year in August 2020. I've always been passionate about health and wellness. Just a backstory, my mom was overweight. We needed to find some products to help her lose weight and be healthy. So I've always been passionate about that. I've worked in corporate America, but started my own business because I wanted to help people with health and wellness. So I started the business in August 2020. Besides being a wellness coach, Also a Reiki practitioner.
Okay.
And Reiki is just short a energy healing practice, which is actually for everybody, for men, women, and children. And it's in short, it's bringing energy to different people through my hands on the person's head and the body, and it helps with relaxation, anxiety. It had all the kinds of benefits, specifically with kids as well. And it just helps with all around health and feeling well, and not just the body, but also the mind and the soul. So,
Wonderful, wonderful. So you've mentioned wellness coach.
Yes.
So tell me how that works.
Yes. So when people come to see me and let's say they need to lose a few pounds, I'm going through like a profile with them. What are their eating habits today? What can we do to help improve that? Are they stressed out? Do they have a busy job? So we look at their entire life, so to speak, and their schedule, and say, what can we do to help you? Let's say they want to lose 10 pounds. So we can go through that process and then, put a program together for that person to help them achieve that goal. I'm helping them. I'm not just saying, here you go do it. I'm the one who's actually following up with those folks and making sure that they reach their goal. In this case, they say lose a few pounds. And then when they reach that goal, I want to make sure that you maintain that health, right? You don't want to go back and gain that 10 pounds again. So it's about the follow-up, helping people educate how to eat well, eat healthy. Look, if you go to the grocery store, what are you buying? Is it organic? Is it not organic? Just look at the ingredients of the things that you're buying to make sure you're feeding your body well. So it's truly about helping people, but actually coaching them and make sure that they reach their goal and maintaining that for the rest of their life.
Well, that's wonderful, and certainly sounds like it's helpful as well.
It is, yes, very much so.
Yeah. So during these last 2 years of the pandemic, have you noticed a higher level of anxiety and stress with some of your clients?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've always, with the Reiki part of it and helping the people with anxiety and relaxation, especially what happened here obviously with the pandemic, people are more stressed. And not only, the adults, but if you look at the children as well, going to school, having the masks on, etc. It's a buildup of anxiety with everybody. Don't know what's going to happen. What are we going to do? All these unknowns has seen an increase in people wanting to, help with their mental and physical health as well. So yes, definitely.
Okay, great. So you've mentioned the Reiki method. If you could explain that a little bit.
Sure. So Reiki is something that came originally from Japan, I think in the 1900s. It was invented by somebody who was doing that to help with self-healing, relaxation. So what it is it's what they call the life force energy that's coming through my hands. It sounds a little kooky, but it's coming through my hands. And the person typically lays down on a treatment table, or they can sit in a chair as well. And then comes through to me the energy through my hands. And I have different hand positions that I put on the body. It's either a slight touch on the body or just hovering over the body. And starting at the head all the way to the toes. And it's typically, I have sessions that are either 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And the energy is flowing through the body. If you have any blockages, and it's probably too much information here, but too much blockages or where the energy is stuck in the body, you can have illnesses to arise or mental health. That's very important. So I give that energy it's coming through me to that person. And when they're done, everybody has a different reaction. Either someone's really relaxed, they could have an emotional reaction, they can sleep better. You can see that there's all kinds of benefits to that.
Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, very good. So you have a beautiful accent. I have to ask, where are you from?
Sure, thank you very much. I'm originally from the Netherlands. Been in the U.S. now it's going to be 20 years. I worked for a corporate group or company. They brought me over here 20 years ago and never looked back, and I'm still here in the U.S.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're a relatively new member to the chamber,
Yes.
the Huron Valley Chamber. So
Yes.
tell us about your experience with that.
Absolutely. So when I started my own business last year, if you come from corporate America, you know that group of people, right? You worked with them all these years, and this was in the logistics industry, so you know that group of people. But then you start your own business in health and wellness, which is totally different, obviously, than logistics and transportation. You basically start to build your own new network. And so I thought, how am I going to do this, right? How am I going to create customers and stuff like that? So it's a totally different ballgame from being in corporate America to owning your own business. So I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? So then I found the chamber. I probably, looking around on the internet and say, okay, let me look at the Huron Valley Chamber. Started to look into that, saw the benefits as far as growing the network. So I joined that this year in June. They have a ton of events and getting to know other businesses, mixers, grand openings, etc. And I've really got to know quite a bit of different businesses that help you grow the business, which I think is key, right? It's great to know the businesses, but it's about helping each other grow the business. So then I also joined a referral group within the chamber, which basically you meet every week and you refer each other business. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. I got some good results out of that. But it's truly, growing your own new network again, and the chamber has really helped me do that. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Well, we certainly appreciate your time today, and thank you for picking the Huron Valley area to start your business.
Absolutely.
We wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
very
it.
Good.
Thank you.
And now we're on site at Community Sharing, which is a wonderful organization, and we're here with the president, Dave Bell. So Dave, tell us about Community Sharing and what it does for our community.
All right. Jack, thanks for stopping by. It's always great to see you out and about in the community. And welcome to the Duck Lake Center. Community Sharing has been in existence since 2004. We've been in partnership with the Huron Valley Schools since 2007 when we were at the Apollo Center, and we moved here in 2017. So behind us is our pantry, 2,400 square foot food pantry. Part of it is personal products, cleaning products, fresh produce, fresh milk and eggs, and frozen meat, and then dry goods. The pantry normally would serve about 300 families a month throughout the year. During the holidays, of course, we can peak a little higher than that. In the past 18 months or so, things have changed in the community, so we're down around 200, 225 families a month. But what we're seeing is a different mixture of financial and social backgrounds of the clients that have been coming in here. The Huron Valley Schools have done a great job helping families with students, so we've tried to pick up things a little bit and helping seniors who are struggling a little differently. Our entire service area is Huron Valley Schools, which is 100 square miles, so it's a big operating area that we can cover, and we try and do things. This summer we tried mobile pantries. We did some at the Highlands Senior Center, Senior Activity Center. We've done some at some of the mobile home parks throughout the community. So we've taken our show on the road, just as you're here today.
Yeah.
Besides food, we have a clothing department. We offer clothing. We also offer emergency financial assistance. We just helped a lady the other day, a homeless lady with a dog, get situated in at least a house for a week or so, and then worked with some other agencies to find her more permanent home.
That's fantastic. And it's amazing that you're able to service that many clients. How do you organize all of this, or how do you put all of this together?
Great question, because behind me is all our help, tongue-in-cheek, meaning we have about 150 volunteers, especially on Tuesday, which is our primary pantry day. And we couldn't do this, or we couldn't set up and keep the program running without the volunteers. Of course, behind us is our other blessing, and that is the food, the donations from the community, clothing donations from the community, food from the community, and also financial assistance. Not only from just the individuals who donate when they can, but we have a few corporate sponsors that can pitch in and help when we ask to, especially this time of year.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I've been here during the donations, and I've seen how well this group is organized. And the cars pull up, people come out, they're able to help them unload, and so those donations must be very important.
Oh, they absolutely are. I will say we struggled with donations in the end of 2020, but this year we're so excited that the donations are up. We've had schools do their food drives. They're back to doing the food drives. Elementary school just dropped off 220 boxes of cereal. A couple of other local schools have been bringing in food donations. And so that has really picked up here at the end of 2021. Any food we get in, any donations we get in, of course, keeps our operating costs down. Because some of this food behind us we buy wholesale from gleaners. We get 1 truck a month. And that is, if we can keep our costs down, we can buy more milk and eggs and frozen meat, things like that.
Yeah, that's great. So it sounds like the whole community comes together to make this happen.
Absolutely.
That's great. So tell us about, you have a garage sale once a year. Tell us about that.
We do. With the blessing of a 25,000 square foot building, we're able to take donations from the community for household goods, furniture, linens, things like that. And then this last year, we actually had 2 garage sales, April and in September. And we use those garage sales for 2 purposes. One, to raise money. We can raise significant funds through the garage sale. But it's also a great opportunity to interact with the community. Mm-hmm. On the first day of the garage sale, we'll probably have 300 or 400 people come through the building. That gives us exposure. It gives us a chance to meet new people. So there's kind of a win-win with the garage sale. Plus, donors can get stuff out of their house and not put it in the landfill. So
yeah.
That's kind of a beauty of it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's a win-win.
Yep.
And again, it gets people familiar with community sharing and the great work that you do here. So
Absolutely.
Good. Yeah. So I know that there's some changes in facilities. Yeah. So if you could tell us what the plans are with the new facility.
In 2019, we started looking for a new building, different options. We went through trying to rent a long-term rent of a facility. This building, like I said, is 25,000 square feet. So to find a pretty large building with parking, that was actually our biggest challenge, was just too difficult. So in January, we signed a contract to build a new building over by the Highland Library, Highland Post Office area. And unfortunately, due to current life in America in 2020, we're a little slow on getting started. The land's been prepped. And just getting the materials and the subcontractors lined up has been a struggle. An example is we signed a contract back in January, and just this morning we can announce we had our first truckload of material delivered on site. We were out there this morning taking pictures and having coffee and donuts and celebrating the fact that we now have material on site for our new building. It's scheduled to be a 10,000 square foot building. Our plan is to pay it all up front. And in April, we launched a fundraiser, a fundraising website, a significant capital campaign, buildingtofeedthehungry.org. People always ask me, why are you building during this time? Why are you trying to raise money when businesses are struggling? But I'll tell you, the response has been just wonderful. Since April till now, we've actually raised 75% of our goal.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And, a lot of it is just community outreach, small, what I like to call mom and pop fundraisers. I mean, if you have a barbecue or a birthday party type thing, and a few corporate grants have treated us very well.
That's great.
So, yeah.
So is there still time to donate toward that capital program?
There, absolutely. There's always time to donate.
Okay.
But again, we're at about 75% of our goal. Some of the things we've sketched out need improving. So if we can exceed our goal, we can add a little bit more lighting to a parking lot, or maybe asphalt for the clients, things like that. So we've got to where we have a nice building, a nice program plan, but there's always an opportunity to reach out and do a little bit more. So
That's
sure.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So is there a website? Should they visit the website, or how would they make that donation?
Buildingthefeedthehungry.org is our capital campaign website. There's a couple of easy buttons on there through credit card, PayPal. There's different recognitions levels if you want to be recognized, sponsorship levels. We do have plans for a sponsorship wall in the new building. If you want to drop by Duck Lake Center and drop in some cash, we always like cash. So there's definitely many opportunities to keep contributing.
Well, that's fantastic, and it's well located. I know that the plans are, you're very efficient with your funds with the building that you're building, and it'll allow you to continue to service the community for a long time to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We are a nonprofit, 501c3. We do have a board of 11 members. We have a treasurer, accountant, and then an independent auditing service that helps keep an eye on everything. So we're absolute stewards of any donation, whether it's a can of soup or $1. We're very conscientious of what we do with that and where it goes. Our goal is to help feed the families in the Huron Valley school system. We try and help where we can, like I said, through emergency funding or work with other agencies. Yeah.
So if you're an individual or a family and you find that you need some help, what should they do?
Well, there's a couple things. One, they can call our business office, and again, that's at the website. Call and make an appointment, or we literally have walk-ins Monday through Thursday. We had one this morning, and they said, I need a little bit of help to get through the weekend. Our normal pantry day is Tuesday, so what we do is we'll load them up with a shopping cart of food to get them through the weekend, and then ask them to come back next week, and then they're able to choose what their family eats. So there's a couple different ways. We use Facebook, social media. Our number's on there. Someone might call during the weekend, say, I need a little help, can you help? And we try and do that.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, yeah.
Well, I have some good news. I was at the chamber office this morning,
Okay.
and Joelle gave me a stack of checks and some cash and gift cards and chamber dollars from people that have been contributing to the
Okay.
fund for community sharing. So this will go into the pantry fund, and I want to give that to you.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah,
This is
several.
very unexpected and very cool.
Yeah, that's great. So
Well, thank you.
Well, we certainly appreciate you spending time with us today and for giving us a tour of the facility. It's amazing how well you're organized. It's like going into a grocery store, and that's just wonderful. So,
Well, if you want to see us in operation, our prime day is Tuesday, 10 to 1. Stop by. It's crowded and noisy, but we have a little fun with that. And again, it's enjoyable to interact with the clients. We don't necessarily want to know their story. We're here to help them get the food. If they need a little more help, then they can see one of our caseworkers. But stop by Tuesday. It's a little bit noisier, and we'll have you stock shelves. How's that?
that sounds great.
All right.
Well, again, thank you for your time, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Well,
Dave.
thank you very much. I
very good.
appreciate it. All right.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed your Huron Valley Chamber today. This is a production of HVS TV at Huron Valley Schools. This was made possible in partnership with the Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce and WOCA, the Western Oakland County Cable Communications Authority. Tune in for new episodes soon, and remember to support your local businesses.